There are many misconceptions in this nation about affirmative action. The laws in the books as of right now deal with helping underrepresented groups in regards to their race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, and are in place to help them in the area of employment and education. The talk today will be focused on the controversy surrounding the misconception that affirmative action in America is only for African American people and their families. One of the major negative reactions to affirmative action that whites have is that they feel that they are losing out on admissions to colleges, and they feel they're losing jobs to minorities and businesses. The law does not benefit poor white males, and because of that, most whites think that it should be transferred to a class-based system. However, research has shown that lower-income white students score higher than most lower-income black students on average in standardized test scores. Therefore, the class-based system would only disadvantage blacks further. One opinion is the innocent persons argument made by whites. It's the claim that they are unfairly punished by affirmative action because of what past generations have done to disadvantage minorities in this country. However, affirmative action is a way to ensure that minorities secure the positions that they wish they were entitled. It is not a mechanism to compensate for past harm. Furthermore, affirmative action only pertains to job-qualified applicants. Most whites become unemployed in this country because of factory relocation and contracting outside of the U.S. So therefore, if every African American in this nation was to take a white worker's job, only about 2% of white workers would become unemployed. In a study done by the University of Chicago in 2003, it was found that job applicants with black-sounding names like LaQuisha or Jamal were less likely to get interviewed by their employers by about 50%. Affirmative action is still needed in our education system today. According to the National Center of Education Statistics, in 2007, 70% of whites immediately enrolled in college after graduation, compared to 56% of blacks after graduation. Now in 2011, 69% of whites immediately enrolled in college after graduation, compared to 65% of blacks after graduation. That is a 9% increase in only 4 years, showing an upward trend in affirmative action achievement. Affirmative action is not a law set in stone at all. It can be changed with modern society. Over the past decade, quota systems have been taken off the books because it has been found to be unfair, even under affirmative action law. Racial quotas in education are numerical requirements for promoting, admitting, and/or graduating members of a particular racial group. Quota systems were originally put in place to protect against racial discrimination, addressing underrepresentation and evident racism against these groups, but it was often found to promote reverse racism. For example, in the 1990s, after the public found out that colleges like the University of Massachusetts and the University of California were accepting less qualified minorities over more qualified whites, the quota system began to be reconsidered. Affirmative action was not a perfect law. There are still many court cases out there today that are trying to amend it and make it a more equal and fair law. Most recently, there was the case of Abigail Fisher versus the University of Texas. It dealt with the denial of her acceptance to the university solely based on her race. Fisher argued that the University of Texas could not use race as a factor in admissions processes if there were other race-neutral options that would have the same effect on diversity. She also argued that she was denied her constitutional right of equal protection. The defense countered that it needed the flexibility to consider race as one of many factors to build a critical mass of underrepresented minorities within its student body. In its ruling, the court did not overturn affirmative action generally. Instead, the court explained that the program must pass a test of strict scrutiny, proving the absence of alternatives that do not include race as a means to diversify. Affirmative action has been changed and will continue to change in the future in the mission of equal opportunity for all. Nevertheless, there is still discrimination in this country, and as long as this remains true, the law will continue to be relevant.